afternoon, everyone. Yeah, I hope you've had a good week. Today is Thursday, and from Monday to today, there's been some good market movement, especially the Euro USD. It has been really going up, and so many charts have been really. There have been some uninterrupted trends. For those who do scalping, it has been very successful. If you've gone against the trend, then things could have turned out very badly for you. But if you were following the trend and scalping, following it, I think it has been very good for you this week. And so if you go against the trend, you end up in problems. So always keep your trades within the trend. Only buy when the trend is moving upwards, and only sell when the trend is moving downwards. Someone called me and told me that, I've been doing everything the right way, but every time I make some profit, I give it some time to get more profit, and I end up making a loss. Then when I close, the price moves back into profit. So it's been happening a lot. Sometimes the market is moving up, then you buy. Then at that point that you buy, the market starts moving against you, and when you see those numbers becoming big, those negatives, you end up closing in a loss. Then the market moves back into the direction that you are actually trading. So people make loss like that. People make losses like that. It's very, very normal. So the thing to do is to just be patient. Every time you put in a trade, give it some time. Give it some time and keep on analyzing to make sure that it's actually moving in that direction. Do not just close a trade because you're seeing a big negative. That big negative could be because of your lot size. So a big negative shouldn't mean that that the market is really moving against you. It could be just a small retracement, but for you, it could be a very big number because you have a very big lot size there. So risk management will get you out of that, and your trades will come out positive. You give it maybe 12 hours, maybe 24 hours, maybe 2 days, and you'll make your profit after that. There's no need to rush. You have all the time in the world. Some people don't like hearing that. When I tell them that you have all the time in the world, when it comes to Forex, time is not money. Money is money. Not the only thing that is money. Time in Forex is necessarily not money, because if you think you're losing time and therefore losing money, when you lose the actual money because you were impatient, you will realize what I'm telling you right now. So let's just take a look at this economic calendar. I think there are 2 events left. So first one is at 4:15 of our time. 4:15 affecting the US dollar. That is the Adp Employment Change. So for America, employment is very, very important. It's extremely important. And for this particular event, the higher reading is good for the US dollar, and a lower reading is bad. So the previous figure here is 807. The expected figure is 207. So it's expected to go down even below half of what it used to be. That's what the independent analysts are trying to tell us. So that alone should show you that things are really bad for America. You can see earlier on things were good for the euro. That's why you have the Euro USD just shooting up, somehow abnormally. But if you're making money, then it looks, it really looks very good. So earlier on, the euro was it has been performing well with consumer price index. All the figures are very good, even 2 high impact events. And if you look at the chart, it pushed it up, and it has been very bullish. But what we have coming is for the US dollar, and it is bad. It's predicted to be bad for the US dollar. So this one is going to push that chart. Euro USD is going to push it even higher. So that is something. If you're buying, then everything here, it's just going to make you lazy. You're going to feel very lazy to even analyze it, because you expect this to be some kind of obvious move. So Yeah, we normally trade the euro USD a lot because we have so much information affecting the euro and so much information affecting the US dollar. Actually, most of the events on this economic calendar, most of them are from Europe and America. That's why euro USD is very, very popular. Yeah? All other countries, they mice their information. You can't have like eight consecutive events coming from one country. You can't have Japan on the economic calendar having 8 events at once. That is not very common. Japan, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. You can hardly get a New Zealand event. So for the euro, you have France announcing their things. It affects the euro. German, Spain, Italy. Yeah, so all those countries, they give you events that affect the euro. And America has so many states. It's not just one small country. It has too many states. Yeah, so for it, there are also too many events coming. You have so many speeches from the Federal Reserve governors. You have you have statistics coming from all sorts of areas. So that's why the euro USD is one chart that you just can't avoid. You just can't shake it. Every time you look at your list of trades, there is always euro USD somewhere in there. The reason why you might not trade it is because you have a bias, so you want to feel like I'm one of those guys who doesn't trade euro USD. I trade Nasdaq and Dow Jones. Those are my charts. But anyway, at 11 p.m., there is a speech from the governor of the Bank of Canada. That is MAKUNE. So there is a speech 11 p.m. of our time. So you can watch that on any international channel. Yeah, normally you may not watch, but you need to get a Canadian channel. Just go to the internet and look for these Canadian channels, and you will see this speech. Or you can just wait for the market impact. Yeah, so charts that are going to be affected at that time. Every chart that has the Canadian dollar within USD Canada, New Zealand Canada. So if there's a session open in a certain country, I think at that time Australia will be almost opening. So a chart like Australia Canada, you will have some good market impact. People will take advantage of this speech, this event, and then they will trade, and you can have some good volatility in the night. So depending on how it goes, you might sleep well after trading at midnight, or the opposite can happen. You might not sleep at all. You might sleep in the morning after, But that is very normal. But if things go well for you, don't just rush in because it's a high impact event. If you have a trend that you're already in, it could give you some insight into where that trend is headed. It might be reversing, or it might be pushing somewhere further. So that's what you should be looking out for. Not that impact at that dot. That one there is very dangerous. Yeah, but yeah, this speech is here. This one here at 11. It's quite unusual, so it could be very important. Yeah. So then early morning tomorrow on Thursday, the events that will be there affecting the Australian dollar. Okay, here there are quite many. There are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 events affecting the Australian dollar. So these ones you can't, there isn't even, there's just one high impact event, which is the trade balance. We have a previous figure, which is 9,423, but there is no consensus. This one here is month on month. So this one here, the private guys haven't really looked into it, but you can't ignore all these events. There are so many, all the way from half past midnight, 1 p.m. Japan has 3 events there. Yeah, but all of them, they are very low impact events, and even the New Zealand dollar, also low impact. And but that will be for the early morning, in case you're going to be awake that whole time. So for the euro, there will be so many events as well in the morning tomorrow before 2 p.m. When this program runs. Okay, so starting from 11:15 to 11:45, there is Spain market services PMI, Same for Italy and France and German. Yeah, the whole of Europe, and Europe as a whole. There will be the market PMI composite for the euro. So yeah, that's basically it for Europe. And yeah, there's also going to be the 10-year bond auction, the 3-year bond auction, the 5-year bond auction. These are basically government bonds. If you don't know about bills and bonds, yeah, T-bills, nobody could just call them T-Bs, T-Bs. People don't want to say T-bills or T-bonds. Yeah, you say that I'm going to buy some T-Bs, and they ask you, are you buying bills or bonds? And you're not sure what they're asking. You just know that you're putting some money in T-Bs. So, yeah, anyway, bonds are the safest way of, the safest way of saving money. I wouldn't call it an investment. It's sort of a saving scheme, sort of a saving scheme. You put your money there, and then you earn maybe 15%. Here in Uganda, I think we have the highest. The highest percentages when it comes to these bills and bonds. So for these ones here, yeah, so there's going to be the bond auction tomorrow. Our time here, it will be, okay, yeah, there's no time available, so it could be a whole day thing, and there is no consensus here. So there's no one trying to guess what the outcome is going to be from these auctions. But yeah, anyway, that is fine. So yeah, from then on, it will be, everything will be after trading done, after this program. There will be so many GBP events, and all of them will be high impact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 high impact events, 9 at once. This is going to be, tomorrow there's going to be a spike. There's going to be a spike. Whichever way you look at it, there's going to be a spike. Then there will be also 3 events affecting the euro. Yeah, we can just talk about them right now, and tomorrow we shall look at them further and see how to take advantage of them. But here there's going to be a spike. There's a spike expected for that event. So for all these events actually, so it's going to really be, it's going to be a good time to trade. If no spike happens, then you just keep quiet and you move on. You don't. Yeah, it will be at 3 p.m. So if there is no spike, we just move on. There's nothing to do. You look forward to the next opportunity. You don't lag on this. But this is quite big. There is the monetary policy report, the Bank of England minutes interest rate decision expected to increase from 0.25% to 0.5%. Yeah, that's a very big. It's a very big increase. So. Yeah, we must expect some kind of spike at 3 p.m. tomorrow. So tomorrow, just if you like trading news, if you have that adrenaline, if you're a junkie for these events, if you're addicted, if you're an addict, tomorrow you could get a fix. Tomorrow you could get a nice fix. Okay, let's take a look at some charts. Let's see what is trending. Euro USD, this one which was selling last week is now buying. You see how these things here keep on, they can switch on you. So Euro USD, the big charts are still in a downward trend. If you look at, don't get too excited and start buying forever. So this is the Euro USD chart. For the 1 minute chart, it's really rising high. 30-minute chart, it's in a very good trend. Okay, the 1 hour chart, this is it, and yeah, so it actually looks very good. Looks very, very good. So yeah, so we have price that has been moving up from the bottom there, and yeah, there's no particular explanation for this, but if you've been buying, then it is quite. You should be very proud of yourself. You've made some good money there. What we're looking at last week was this being a downward trend. Yeah, and it's still in a downward trend. It's still in a trend, which you can see here on this technical analysis app. These very big charts, the 1 week and the 1 month chart, they are both selling. But here, yeah, they're also selling. This is actually a downward trend in the daily chart. But on the 4-hour chart, it's also downward. It's sort of also moving downwards. The 1-hour chart, this is a very abrupt move, so you can't really count that as a trend. The 30 minutes chart has been, it's a bit dodging around. Okay, so maybe we'll look at this 1-hour chart, see if we can make sense of a few things here. Maybe if this, if this price is continuing upwards, we can do some analysis here and see how far to take this. Let me just look at a brand new Euro USD chart. Okay, so looking at the 1-hour chart, so it's in an upward trend, and so many people are buying, and they're very excited. They are making a lot of money. So if it is moving upwards, if is the keyword that I'm using. If I hope you read the risk disclaimer at the beginning of the program. Don't just start trading because you've seen something happening here. Do some analysis and make a very independent decision before you just start entering the market anyhow. So okay, so this area here is it's a real reversal. Price actually reversed. So it qualifies to be the end of this trend. And looking at how the prices have been moving upwards, so looking at this Fibonacci retracement levels, there's a lot of area of significance. There's that support there, there's resistance there, there's support, there's that clean break. So it's quite it's quite significant to have this Fibonacci retracement there. And so moving on, we have a clean break at this 23.6, then resistance at the 38.2, and now what looks like a clean break at the 50.0. So this chart is very bullish today. And so if it continues, then there's that event that is coming up that is bad for the US dollar. If that event actually pushes this price up, you could collect some more, about 30 pips. That's about 300 points. Not so bad. So depending on how much money you're going to risk, depending on your lot size, if you put 0.2 lot size on whatever amount of money you have times 300 points, you get about $60, and that can be in a flash. Anyway, money is very attractive, so it's not very good to talk about money. It's good to actually talk about the actual analysis, what is actually happening, so that you make a very informed decision. So that is if price is moving upwards. And so another thing to do is to look out for the reversal in case this is going to reverse, because the big charts are in they're in selling formation, and maybe the Euro USD has finally become bullish long term. But just in case we're going to have a reversal, it's good to predict an area where that reversal could actually come from. So okay, let me draw this from the bottom, this Fibonacci retracement, so that we get some area of significance. Okay, so maybe it actually looks good where it is right now. If I put it to the to the body of these candlesticks, it actually looks very significant. There is this break, this 61.8, then support there, resistance there, some clean resistance there, and these are very, very significant areas. So from this is before we actually have the reversal. This is just a prediction. So if price is going to start moving downwards on the Euro USD, then this is one good area for price to start shooting down. But so that is this is scenario 2. Scenario 1 was if you're going to buy, and yeah, we saw what that looked like, and this is scenario 2. If you're going to sell, there's a predictive pattern there that you can actually follow. Yeah, if price has bounced off there, then you can see the Fibonacci retracement levels. They are quite significant in the history of this chart, of this trend here. So yeah, so that could be one place to look for your reversal. Yeah, maybe somewhere up there could be another predictive place. Yeah, so we have a clean break there to the 50.0, then back to our support at the 61.8, then resistance at 38.2, yeah, then more resistance there, and yeah, this one also looks good, but this one here is entirely dependent on if price actually reaches that top. Yeah, so if we put together the two Fibonacci retracement levels, okay, where did I put it? Somewhere there. Okay, so these properties, let's see the colors. Can make this one blue so that it can stand out with a thick line. Then we draw the original Fibonacci's that were up there to the bottom, and these ones can be can make them yellow. Just set it to default. Okay, the colors didn't reset, but that can reset. Okay, so we have our two Fibonacci retracement levels there. One is short term, another one is long term. So the yellow ones give us the bullish formation, the blue ones give us the bearish formation. So yeah, so looking at these levels here, maybe we can try and sort of reconcile them to make sure they are both sort of synchronized. Somewhere like that. Yeah, so we have this the 0 with the 100. We have this 23.6 with the 61.8 long term. There is 50.0 inside there. 38.2 with 38.2. Yeah, they're actually together there, and 23.6 with 50.0. Yeah, so this one, is another way of predicting a reversal. Another a safe way, sort of, using these retracement levels. So, looking at this previous trend, we could have, this one here looks a bit more. It looks a bit reliable. Yeah, so this is the prediction that price could reach the top here and bounce off, which we're actually sort of predicting earlier on. So depending on what happens, if this chart continues becoming, if it continues buying and becoming very bullish, then you could take your profits to the top there and see how much money you can make. Yeah, the price is still a bit stagnant. They are about 35 pips to the top. So that is one chart, the Euro USD. Let's see what other charts are trending. Okay, GBP USD is now seriously buying. And tomorrow these guys have so many events that are going to make them very, very good for so many people. Tomorrow will be a day of celebration, or a day for tears for some people who will have entered at the wrong time. So GBP USD still, I think for this one we had a chart there earlier on. It had moved below the 61.8 and it's now very bullish. So there's a very big possibility that this chart is going to be very bullish. Let's try and get an explanation for that. It's good to understand why a chart is suddenly becoming very bullish. So explanation to that is we have divergence. We have picture perfect divergence there. We have price so we have the RSI coming from an oversold position, moving upwards, and we have price. So we have lower lows on the price and higher lows on the RSI, and I think we looked at this sometime back. And how is that the MACD here? A MACD cross. Yeah, so the MACD crossed around there, and it continued buying. So yeah, this is a very, very clear explanation for what is happening with the GBP USD. Technically, it's divergence, but then at the same time, there's so much happening in Britain and in America that is causing all this to happen. So, yeah, but this is a very good, indicator of where things are headed. That's why you need indicators to show you what to do. If we look at it in this, 1 hour chart, it's even better. We have this low point and this other low point. We have higher lows and we have lower lows on the chart. Very nice, very good formation. This one is very perfect. And to make matters even better, this MACD comes out of this below zero area at a very early point here, and let's see how many pips you would have collected from there. About 145 pips, 140. Let's see if you had that 0.2 lot size times 145. So 45. You had a 0 for the points, and that's $290. Yeah, which is quite good. So 290 from the 31st of January up to today. Yeah, not so bad. So that could be a very good profit. If you have 0.2 lot size, if you have 0.02, then it's $29. If you have 0.02, yeah, $29, still not so bad. If you get 29 times our exchange rate, 29 times 3,500, with charges removed, about 100K. Yeah, there's so much you can do with 100K. You can buy fuel for 100K. You can do so many things. So yeah, so the GBP USD, we have an explanation there for why it has actually moved that far. So if it's going to continue moving further, then we can predict areas as safe points. So in between this, this lower lows, the highest point in there was that one. Then, yeah, in between the lower, this first low and the second low, and so that was the highest point in between. So, so you calculate the pips which are from that highest point. Let's just count them. This mouse is okay. This mouse, yeah. Make sure you have a good mouse. So 150 pips. So you can take another 150 pips. There, 150. Somewhere there. So that becomes the take profit. So this, yeah, it's also sort of significant. So you can take every 150 pips from that point upwards until when it reverses. So yeah, that is something to look out for. So the best reversal here is when you have higher lows. Sorry, if you have higher highs on the chart, and when you have lower highs there, so you'll have to draw something like that somewhere in the future, and another thing like that to give you the reversal of this. So yeah, but by the time that happens, anything can happen. This could shoot down, but this divergence is not a very common occurrence. So having it here gives you some confidence that we're actually moving in this direction, and we can be very confident about what we are doing. So you shouldn't just lose hope in what is there. Just trust the science most of the time. Just trust the science and trust the repetitive patterns of what have been happening in these charts. Okay, so let's just take a quick look through all the charts that are buying and selling Yeah, then you can do some analysis. USD CHF selling, Australia, Canada buying. Okay, New Zealand USD. No, that one is not good. Okay, Euro versus the New Zealand dollar buying. GBP Canada, that's a pound versus the Canadian dollar, buying as well. And Australia, New Zealand is also buying. So yeah, Canada CHF is selling. CHF Japan is buying. New Zealand CHF is selling. Yeah, so basically those are the charts. So if you're, okay, so Euro USD is our chart of interest. This one. Okay, GBP USD actually has very good analysis. Yeah, so so I've been quiet on my social media platform. Apologies for that. I've been very quiet, but you know, there are things that are cooking in the background. There is so much that is cooking, and there will be a lot to benefit from there. If you're not on my page, you can just search for my name in Telegram. It's what I use, Telegram. I don't use, I'll start maybe using Facebook and other things, but Telegram is very efficient for Forex. Very, very efficient. So you can just search for my name, MAKUNE Marcelino, just search for it, and you'll get there. You know, I've been silent there, but yeah, I'm normally silent anyway. But there are things cooking in the background. So when I come and give you a presentation, it will be something explosive. Yeah, you know, I don't like doing small things. Especially with Forex, you can't show up with a strategy that gives you $1 in a year. You have to come with a strategy that shows you that you can make so much in a period of a certain given period of time, and it can be easy and what. So there's a lot of transparency there, a lot of explanations. But yeah, I'll come there with a bang, and yeah, we shall kickstart something that will keep on moving, and look for a program that shall be following, and we shall interact and solve so many problems and overcome so many fears, and overcome greed, overcome pride. I don't know why there's too much pride in the Forex society. People are too proud. People, they talk like they are walking on clouds. That pride. We have to really put a cap on it, and we progress from there. Yeah. So that's it for today. Just keep on looking at that GBP USD chart. Look at that divergence. If it works for you, do some analysis and see how far you can go with it. If it doesn't work for you, by all means, move to another chart. There are so many other charts out there. Do not just stay glued to a few charts. Yeah, but it's a good-looking chart, GBP USD, and there are so many events tomorrow affecting the GBP. So it's a chart of interest. So just look at that, do some analysis, and so you can profit from it. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Have a good day. Goodbye.